The Lives of the Saints by Father Alban Butler. April 4th, St. Benedict the Moor. Benedict was born in a small village near Messina in Sicily. His parents, who were good Christians, were born in Africa and were slaves of a rich owner. They had adopted their master's surname, Manaceri, according to the custom of the time. Christopher's master, as the saint's father was called, appointed him steward of his house and had promised him the freedom of Benedict, his eldest son. Benito was so kind and pious that when he was 10 years old he was already called Il Moro Santo, the holy black man, a nickname he kept all his life. When he was about 21 years old, one of his neighbors insulted him rudely, alluding to the color of his skin and the slavery of his parents. Precisely at that time, a young man named Lanzi, who had withdrawn to a hermitage with some companions to imitate St. Francis of Assisi, was passing by. Impressed by the meekness of Benedict's responses, he said to those present, "Now you mock this poor Negro, but I tell you that before long you will hear great things from him." Soon after, Benedict sold his meager possessions and went to join the hermits. In the following years, the hermits changed residence several times. At last they settled in Monte Pellegrino, near Palermo, where St. Rosalia had once lived. When Lanzi died, the community elected Benedict as superior, despite his resistance. When Benedict was about 38 years old, Pius IV ordered the hermits to disperse or to merge with one of the existing religious orders. Benedict entered the Franciscan friary of Santa Maria, near Palermo, as a lay brother. He first held the position of cook, which suited his taste for the secluded life and offered him numerous opportunities to be of service. But his extraordinary holiness could not go unnoticed. His face lit up in the chapel with a supernatural glow, and the food seemed to multiply in his hands. In 1578, at the chapter of Palermo, the friars minor of the observance decided to transform the convent of St. Mary into a reformed monastery. It was necessary to entrust this mission to an exceptionally prudent superior. The choice of the chapter fell on Benedict, even though he was a simple lay brother and could neither read nor write. Benedict tried to resign, but his superiors imposed the office on him out of obedience. The facts proved the electors right. Benedict was an ideal superior, very balanced and so tactful that his admonitions did not hurt anyone and always produced the desired effect. Soon the fame of his holiness and miracles spread throughout Sicily. When Benedict went to the provincial chapter of Girgenti, the clergy and the people came out to welcome him, and the women and children competed for the honor of kissing his hand and tearing off the threads of his habit to keep them as relics. When he ceased to be superior, Benedict was appointed vicar of the convent and master of novices. Also in this last position, he distinguished himself greatly. He seemed to possess an infused science for explaining sacred scripture in a way that edified priests and novices alike, and his profound intuitions about theological truths more than once admired the learned. His gift for reading thoughts and his extraordinary kindness made him an excellent teacher of novices. However, the saint was glad when his superiors relieved him of his duties and sent him back to the kitchen, although naturally he could no longer pass unnoticed there, as in the early years. Visitors from all walks of life came continually, the poor in search of alms, the sick in search of healing, and distinguished people in search of advice. Saint Benedict refused no one, but he detested shows of respect. When he had to leave the convent, he tried to do so at night and covered his face with a hood so that he would not be recognized. All his life he continued to practice the austerities of the hermits. However, as far as fasting was concerned, he used to say that the best form of mortification was not to deprive oneself of food, but to stop eating before hunger was completely satisfied. He also said that it was good to taste the food received as alms in order to show gratitude to benefactors and to give them pleasure. St. Benedict died in 1589 at the age of 63 after a brief illness. He is the patron saint of blacks in the United States and the protector of the city of Palermo. He was canonized in 1807.